outsider. You approach Fiallan, apprentice shaman of the Crow-Eyed clan. That cursed storm may have disrupted our wards, but make no mistake. This is still Reachland, defended by brave Reach folk. We will not give up without a fight. It was horrible. I've never seen anything like it. A roiling mass of black and crimson. It exploded right above Karthwasten. When it hit my village, people changed. They turned feral. Ancestors guide me, but I don't know what to do. Wards blessed by the spirits that protect our village. The wards stopped the worst of the storm, but they must be restored. I tried to reach them, but the wilderness has become too dangerous. I prayed for help. Did the spirits send you to aid me? Meet me in Karthwasten so I can introduce you to my master, Shaman Ulvok. He can explain the restoration process better than I. Besides, we need his blessing for you to aid me. The spirits sent you. They answered my prayers, I'm sure of it. One moment the sky was clear. The next, it was unnatural. Swirling darkness, lightning. And it did things. Some of our people became mindless husks, but others turned into monsters. There's nothing left of them inside those creatures. Harrow fiends. What a horrible yet fitting name. You know these things. Then you truly are the answer to my prayers. What else can you tell me about Harrow storms? The Grey Host? We've heard of these invaders, but so far they've left our village alone. Until now, I guess. I won't pretend to understand the whole of it. But this affront to the Reach and its people, there will be a reckoning. As an outsider, you may not understand. The wards are dedicated to the most revered spirits of our clan. In exchange for offerings, they provide blessings. Unfortunately, the storm disrupted the wards. The shaman sent me to restore them, but... no. Not with the feral villagers prowling the wilderness. I couldn't even get close to any of the wards. Shaman Ulvok can tell you more about what we need to do. I'm only an apprentice. He explains things much better than I do. We're here. Let's speak for a moment. This is Karthwasten, outsider. I wish we could give you a proper welcome, but we still haven't recovered from the storm. Shaman Ulvok is just inside this building. I'll introduce you when we go inside. The spirits sent you to help us, I know it. But Shaman Ulvok needs to judge for himself if you can hear our sacred rituals. And he needs to tell the rest of the village. My people distrust outsiders. Things will go easier with his approval. Then let's go inside. But let me talk first. With all that's happened, we wouldn't want him to curse you before I can explain your presence. Just keep an open mind. Our ways are different from yours, outsider. Shaman Ulvok. I couldn't reach the wards, but I think this person can help us.
An outsider, I sense.
I believe the spirits sent them to us, Master.
Do you? Wait outside, apprentice. I will speak to the outsider. Come, outsider. Let me feel your spirit. I sense no deception. I think you may be able to help us. Since my apprentice trusts you, I will as well. The Crow-Eye clan needs aid. There are evils in this land that we cannot defeat on our own. I was afraid she would run into trouble, but she's a good apprentice, one I find myself leaning on more and more since my sight left me and age has taken its toll. There are 4 wards, each dedicated to one of our revered spirits. You must bring an offering of nature and earth to each of the wards. The fallen branches of willow trees, for they represent the fragility of life. Rocks bathed in moonlight for purity, and husks of the cicada, for they represent a rebirth. Placing the offerings at the 4 wards isn't the hard part. Gathering them and dealing with whatever prowls our homeland is. Keep each other safe, and Apprentice Fialan will guide you through the restoration process once you gather the offerings. The spirits we revere follow their own whims. We have an understanding, however. As long as we make our offerings in good faith, the spirits provide their blessings. With the wards restored, prey becomes bountiful, and our village remains secure. We bargain with them, outsider. We maintain the balance between the land and the spirit world, make our offerings, and then trust the spirits to answer in kind. Once you make the offerings, return here, and I will complete the ritual of restoration. Revere may be too strong a word. Our relationship with the spirits relies on negotiation, on giving and receiving what is expected. We look to the Great Spirit Nocturnal for guidance, but our wards honor Hersin, Molagbal, and Namira as well. I've heard the spirits called by that name. It doesn't change who they are or our relationship to them. The spirits cannot be judged by mortal standards. All we can do is bargain with them, appease them, and use whatever blessings they provide. The spirits we revere follow their own whim. Revere may be too. You see the world with different eyes, outsider. Magic is a word used by cowards who fear its power, or fools who think they can control it. We are connected to the land. Nothing more, nothing less. The restoration process is a ritual, though, yes.
Isn't it obvious? Nocturnal has abandoned us.
That's ridiculous, Eamon. We're going to restore the wards.
You put too much trust in this outsider, Fialan.
The spirits sent them to help us.
First a storm, now an outsider. What plague will the spirits send next? The spirits have abandoned Carthwell.
So Shaman Ulvok agreed to let you help me? That's Eamon, the first among our hunters. He's as fearsome as a giant and just as thick-headed. He's been up in arms since the storm. I don't think so. For all his bravery and bluster, he hasn't volunteered to help me. Whatever the shaman tells me to, of course. I assist the shaman with every ritual and clan ceremony. I listen, and I pestered him until he selected me. I knew I wanted to serve the clan in this way. I've always felt particularly close to the spirits. A shaman usually chooses their apprentice, but I petitioned Shaman Ulvok around until he agreed to train me. You've a knack for this, outsider. Perfect. That's just what we need. That's all of the offerings. Now we need to place them at the wards. Namira, spirit of decay and ancient darkness, accept our humble offering and protect our mortal souls. Nocturnal, spirit of the night, accept this offering and send your crows to guard us. Spirit of the hunt, Accept this offering and make our bounty plentiful. Moloch Baal, spirit of torment and trouble, accept this and teach us to endure the struggle. The offerings have been placed. Let's return to Shaman Ulvok. Shaman Ulvok, we're back. The offerings have been placed at the wards.
I sense the outsider has returned. I feel energy flowing through the land. I suspect you and my apprentice were successful in your task. Am I correct in this assumption? On behalf of the Crow-Eye clan, I thank you, outsider. I can feel the energy flowing through the wards like water. Now I may perform the ritual and restore what the storm took from us. But I require your help one last time, my friend. Since you made the offerings, I must ask you to present yourself at the ritual pyre. The spirits began this negotiation with you, so you must complete it. You are a part of Karthwasten now, and it is a part of you. We are the land, and the land is us. Spirits, accept our offering and restore our wards. Karthwasten belongs to the Reach. Something has gone wrong. Outsider, come speak to me. I don't understand. The ritual failed. I've never felt such darkness, such fury. How is this possible? Yes, but I don't know why the ritual failed. It was as if the spirits lashed out at us. Something disturbed the natural process, but I have no idea what that could be. Be my eyes, outsider. Examine the ritual pyre and see if anything strikes you as odd or out of place. I sense something, but I cannot put my finger on what it is. If you find anything, show it to Apprentice Fialan. She may be able to identify it.
The spirits abandon us, Fiolan. We need to leave this place.
No. I oversaw the placing of the offerings myself. It should have worked.
Of course it failed. You involved an outsider.
Something must be interfering with the ritual. I've never seen Shaman Ulvok so troubled. I don't blame him. Something is very wrong here. The ritual didn't just fail. It reacted in a way I've never seen before. There has to be some kind of explanation. No, we did everything right. There has to be something interfering with the ritual itself. The offerings were made. Something else is at work here. Do what the shaman asked. Examine the ritual pyre and see if you spot anything unusual. Did you find anything to explain why the ritual failed? I recognize these. They're from a plant that grows beneath Karthwasten. These look wrong, though. Corrupted. This must be what caused the ritual to fail. But how did they get into the ritual pyre? This isn't like the plant I've seen before. It seems contaminated in some way. It grows in nearby caves and down in the Sanarak mine. I wonder if that's the source of this corrupted plant. Before we reclaimed Karthwasten for our clan, outsiders built deep tunnels to exploit the land. The Crow-Eye have no interest in such things. so we left them abandoned. My people mostly avoid the place, truth be told. I agree. If this plant caused our restoration ritual to fail, who knows what other evil it can be used for? Let's investigate the old mine. There's an entrance just to the north of the village.
I'll go to the mine with the outsider.
No, Aemon. I'm the shaman's eyes. I need to do this. Meet me at the mine, outsider. We need to find the source of this corruption. Smells of blood and rot in here. Let's be ready for anything. What are these outsiders doing down here? These Grey Host bastards, under our very feet this entire time. They're tending to the plant. They must be the ones corrupting it. We've seen them prowling the countryside, but down here in the mine? No. They must have come from deeper underground. However they got down here, we have to put a stop to this. You're saying they used this plant to create that storm that started all this? Even more reason to put a stop to whatever they're doing down here. Let's burn all traces of this plant. And we should knock down a few of the pillars holding up the roof. A mine as old as this, that should cause enough damage to drive the Grey Host out. Burnt to cinders. Good work. Foul thing. Burn. If we take out those pillars, it should damage the mine enough to hold the greyholes. Good work.
How many do you think we lost in
Shaman Ulvok. The corruption has been dealt with.
The land, it sighs in relief. Whatever you and Fjallan did, it made everything whole again. I can feel it. Excellent. Then let's not waste time. The sooner the ritual is completed, the safer Karthwasten will be. If we might enlist your help one last time, my friend. As before, present yourself at the ritual pyre. You are more deeply woven into this land and its survival than ever. Quickly now, let's finish this and restore the wards. The corruption is gone, and Karthwasten endures. We ask the spirits to once more bless and defend our home. I feel power returning to the wards. The spirits stand with us once more.
The ritual, it worked. The last remnants of the storm seem to be cleared away. The worst of it is finally behind us. And thanks to you, we have our natural defenses in place again. Karthwasten is safe again. Now that our wards are back in place, I think so. We still need to deal with the remaining villagers who turned feral, but we collapsed part of the mine, so we shouldn't have any more trouble from that direction. Oh, I'm more certain of that than ever. I asked for help, and the spirits provided. The fact that they sent an outsider, that gives me and the clan something to think about. As safe as it can be. Here, my friend. This is for you. You may not be Crow-Eye by blood, but you are now connected to us and our land. The spirits sent you for a reason. I'm just grateful you heard them and answered their call.
Fjallan, you refused my counsel at great risk to us all.
Aye, Aemon. I did. You were wrong. This is our home. We couldn't abandon it.
Fjallan, I'm sorry. You and the outsider made things right. I didn't think an outsider would ever be inclined to help the likes of us. But you proved me wrong. And in doing so, you saved my home. My gratitude may mean little to you, but you have it all the same. No, but my opinion of you has. You helped the Crow-Eye, which makes you an exception. We can't afford to blindly trust those not of the Reach. We spend our lives fighting for what's ours, clawing for survival. Outsiders don't understand that. Maybe you're right. I'll let Fjallan be the judge of that. Apparently she can weed out the good ones. Me? I'll keep my guard up.
The storm tested us, as life, now more than ever, my friend. I believe so, thanks to you.
I did not think an outsider would be the one to save the Crow-Eye. You misunderstand. There is no rebuilding to be done. The structures here are echoes left over from those who did not belong. We will fight. We have the protection of the wards once more, and the...
sense you search for knowledge, outsider. What song do you seek? Something brings you to this sacred place, outsider. I sense your desire for knowledge. Speak, and tell me what song you seek. That is a rare and ancient tale, one not often spoken of, let alone shared with those from beyond the clans. Tell me, outsider, why does this story matter to you? Tesfera has told all who will listen about the handsome Redguard and the blonde giant who walks at his side, about what they did for her clan. Very well. What specifically about the tale interests you and your friends? Ah, yes. Red Eagle was a great warrior as well as a great teacher. All I can tell you is that an ancient cave sits below this sacred redoubt. If this particular song is meant for you and your friends, you will find the answers you seek there.
We just got here, partner. What did you find out?
It took me longer to find my snow lily than I expected. Still, it appears you found a Vatashran. Tell Lyris what you have learned, and see if it matches what she found at Raldan Ring.
We got here just in time to hear the very end of your conversation with the Vatashran partner. Want to fill me in on the parts we missed? I appreciate that the Reach folk noticed. You'd be surprised how often what we do is taken for granted. If you can find that cave, Sai and I will follow shortly. I want to check something I learned in Hroldan Ring with the Vatashran. Yep, this one. The Vatashran. The Vatashran was willing to open up a bit more. Must have been my shining personality. She suggested that we'd find something important in this cave, but that we might have to work to uncover it. The Vatashran explained that the Reach folk have a story concerning Red Eagle and a fallen sword saint. How they met in this cave to exchange knowledge. Since that time, the cave has been left alone. Who knows what's beneath all the undergrowth? You clear the undergrowth. Sai and I will be ready to extract whatever we find.
Look. Is that... Yes, it's a song.
Reach out, Red Eagle, your destiny awaits. Another verse. Your turn, Sai.
Clear your mind, Red Eagle. Don't surrender to the fates.
Fill your heart with the song that makes it roar.
And let your spirit, your love, and your life, let it soar. Then it will come to you, your love, your life, your sword.
Of course, Sai. Don't you see? You never fight for what you want, only for what others need.
This song, is this what Red Eagle shared with Rada al-Saran? What allowed him to reclaim his Shi'ai? I must ponder this.
I think I understand. I think I know the meaning of this ancient song. I think the song tells us that Red Eagle had to clear his mind before he could embrace his destiny. That he had to fill his heart with the thing he loved the most. For Red Eagle, that was his people. For Rada al-Saran, probably his gray host. Sai always lets his duty guide his actions. He fights for others. For what they need. For the greater good. He needs to decide what he truly wants to fight for. Only then can he claim his spirit sword. Meet us outside, partner. I need to talk to Sai.
Lyris and I must discuss with you.
Hey, partner. I think we figured it out. Ancient legends, old songs. It's all up to Sai now. The Shihai. It's a sacred and private thing to a Red Guard. I tried to help Sai. Told him what I thought. What happens next? That's up to him. Thanks for your help, partner. If we're keeping score, I owe you. A lot. Now I need to talk to Sai. I think I understand, Sai. You need to put aside your duty, just this once, and focus on what you want.
Duty isn't easily set aside for someone like me, Snow Lily.
Focus, Sai. Just this once. Fill your heart with what you need. Reach out, Red Eagle. Your destiny awaits.
Clear your mind, Red Eagle. Don't surrender to the fates.
Fill your heart with the song that makes it roar.
And let your spirit, your love, and your life, let it soar.
Then it will come to you, your love, your life, your sword. Sai, your sword. It's working. Sai, that's amazing.
The words, they led me to the true answer. The one thing I have always loved above all else.
And what was that, Sai?
I thought of you, Snow Lily. I thought of you. I never imagined to find the means to summon my Shihai here in the Reach. But thanks to you and Lyris, I finally have my spirit sword. And I have my Snow Lily. There's a song in my heart and life is good.
I knew Sai could summon his spirit sword. He's the bravest, strongest, most loyal man I've ever met. He just had to focus on what really mattered to him. I just didn't expect it to be me. I mean, I knew. But still, now I really know.
You returned one of the sacred relics of Hersine to me. Tell me, what brings you back to our as yet undedicated shrine? The symbol of Gulabeg. I sent my apprentice Laren to retrieve it. She would never have let it fall into the hands of a raider, not while she still drew breath. We will mourn later. For now, we rejoice at the recovery of another sacred relic. Oh, it is more than that. The tales tell us that Gulabeg the Quick Fox fashioned a shard of bone from Lork's ribs into a wand that could confound any mortal. Of course, this is only a symbol, but it deserves a place of honor in this shrine. In some tales, Gulabeg's swift bite weakens his adversaries. Then, he tricks them into falling from a cliff or drowning in a river. Perhaps that's what happened to the raider. No matter. We have the relic thanks to you. Take this for your efforts. For a third time, the wandering hunter graces this hall. Welcome. What tidings do you bring this time? For a third time? Kitsa Enu, you say? The Argonian worked for a vile man from Gideon who deals in Daedric relics. The totem has meaning to us as a symbol of Storebeg, the king of wolves. One aspect of the great Hersine, our huntfather, but it has no inherent power. Any death has significance, great and small. One died for disrespecting the Lord of the Hunt, the other defending him. That is the way of things. Thank you for bringing this news to me, Wanderer. What will you do with the sacred relic now? Some of our oldest songs speak of Storebeg, the king of wolves. He first taught our ancestors to change shape and become even mightier hunters. Our shrine must pay homage to this aspect of Hersine. Take this, Wanderer, with my thanks. With your help, the hubris that clouded my sight has lifted. It is not by coincidence that these sacred relics were hindered in their journey to this humble shrine. The Huntfather tests us. He tests me and my apprentices, and he tests you. The greatest hunts involve obstacles to overcome and hazards to circumvent. Hersine has thrown deadly hurdles in our path. Hurdles my apprentices have thus far been unable to overcome. Still, all but one of our relics arrived here, thanks to you. The final relic required to complete this shrine resides at Lost Valley Redoubt. I sent apprentice Orla there to find it, but after all this, I fear for her safety. Go, Hunter. Help Orla retrieve the symbol of Urikenbeg. Prove your worth to Hersine. I hope Apprentice Orla still lives. Hersine tests our limits, but he is never needlessly cruel. Good hunting, Wanderer. Find Orla, and the symbol of Urikenbeg at Lost Valley Redoubt. And then, this shrine will be complete. Let us prove we are worthy. A good question. A hunter must know its quarry to track it down. Apprentice Orla is a fierce warrior, who never strays far from her loyal companion, Kiva the White Wolf. If all else fails, look for the White Wolf, if she doesn't find you first. Take the road out of Markarth until you reach the Karth River. Follow it south until the river meets the mountains. That's the entrance to Lost Valley Redoubt. I sent Apprentice Orla there to find the relic. I pray her cunning has not abandoned her.
Easy, girl. I told you Hircine would send us a sign. If you plan to harm me, the jaws of my wolf would already be around your throat. I guess that means you aren't an enemy. So, what are you doing out here, Wanderer? This mission. There were problems at every turn. Hircine definitely tested me on this hunt. I almost died trying to retrieve the symbol of Reichenbeg. In order to establish a new shrine in Markarth, we need to earn it. Will you help me, Wanderer? The old tower at the top of the rise. It's the lair of a powerful minotaur. Look for a drum of bone, skin, and wood in its hoard. If you find it, take it to the High Shaman in Markarth. I'm in no condition to help, so I'll make my own. Aye. What better than a drum to represent Reichenbeg, the great stag? Reichenbeg is one of the mightiest aspects of Lord Hircine, whose beating hooves, like the beating of a drum, sound the blood summons which calls prey for us to hunt. It's in his nature. Establishing a new shrine is no small undertaking. Percy will embrace it in the end, but not before he tests us. Makes us prove our worth. This is a hunt of a different sort. But with your help, I think we will succeed. Of course he cares! But while a lone wolf can be a noble hunter, few can survive for long without a pack. There's no dishonor in asking for or receiving aid. But there's plenty of honor in a successful hunt. All that matters is we succeed. Yeah, I've recovered from worse injuries on a hunt. Kiva will watch over me, as will the Hunt Father. I believe he meant for us to find the symbol, but for you to retrieve it. We will meet again at the shrine when you return. Do not fear.
Yeah!
Praise be Beck. You were there to stop Alexandra Cannell from capturing the Coral Heart.
Father, I beseech you, guide the Wanderer swiftly back to us.
Master, look! Your prayer has been answered!
Ah, the hunter returns once more. Her scene certainly favors you, my friend. What of the symbol of Orikenbeg? Were you able to retrieve it? Excellent. With all 5 aspects of our Hunt Father represented, Hercene will recognize this shrine as sacred and true. Consider this place your sanctuary, my friend. You built it, as surely as did I and my apprentices. Take this with our thanks. Five relics decorate this shrine. For 5 are the aspects of Lord Hercene.
The 5 are all, the 5 are one. 5 are true and death in the woods. 5 must be revered.
The hunter Alrebeg. He brings new prey to our lands, and hunts beside us.
Storybeg, the king of wolves. He brought us the gift of skin shifting, to remind us that we are predators, not prey.
Gulabeg, the clever fox. He teaches us secrets, tricks that helped us survive the fall of Lork.
Rockabeg, the mighty bear. Between hunts, he reminds us of the value of solitude, peace from labors, and the quiet strength of our mortal souls.
Finally, Urikenbeg, the great stag. His hooves drum the blood summons that calls prey from far and wide. We will fight alongside Hercene at the end of all days. These are the aspects of Hercene. 5, and no more. Hunt Father, guide us through this life, and know that we alone remember our purpose. When a wandering hunter arrives bearing an...
You may not have chosen him, but obviously Hercene has chosen you. You know this, deep inside.
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned. Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana? I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause? You spoke to Rodda. Did he... No matter. If Rodda al-Siran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadak. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. Then we can figure out how to deal with the Grey Host. It was only a matter of time before Rodda and I crossed paths again. I just didn't think it would be this soon. Rodda al-Siran and I... we have a complicated history. There was a time when Rodda and I stood united in purpose, to preserve the lives and welfare of vampires. Then, as now, our kin suffered under Molag Bol's curse, and the cruelty of mortal hunters. Not exactly. At least, not all at once. When I first met Rodda, he was immensely proud, but utterly consumed by his failures. He tried to find relief in bloodshed and battle, but he was truly lost. I did my best to help him. Yes, his bloodlust gave way to introspection, and introspection led to study. He was already a peerless scholar. All Onse were, but he became fascinated with vampire texts. Eventually, he found a new purpose. Vampiric salvation. To accomplish this, he needed to break Molag Bol's hold over us and stop mortals from hunting us. I counseled peace with mortals, and for a while he agreed. But things changed, and I left the Grey Host. I thought he died with them. I sought to make the world a better place. I thought the Grey Council could help, but when it became the Grey Host... I formed the Raven Watch as an atonement. For things I failed to do, friends I failed to save. From mortals, and from themselves.
Sentry Bodful sent word. The Grey Host is...
I'll hear no more of this! Go! I want to talk to the outsider. The outsider returns? But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Boleyn asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your back. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated. That's not what you're asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover. Allow. I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it? We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. Ah, these coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights, and the flames take all of you to Molag Bal. Do you see? Boleyn's a hot coal. So I grip her tight. I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. That's how you can help. Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head and... God damn it, Rover. A favor for a favor, aye. That's the Reach way. All right, tell the noble. Our Carrick will see him whenever he's ready. You think I'm foolish to keep Lady Boleyn close, don't you? It takes a bit of foolishness to rule this place, don't you know? You tell this high elf of yours. I'll see him if he wants. Because I'm the Ard of Markarth, and she refuses to heed my commands. Look, every Reach warrior who dies fighting Arana's private war against the Grey Host makes all of us weaker. We need our strength, now, more than ever. Markarth's the safest place right now. No matter how well Arana and her rebels know the hills. The vampires and the werewolves sniff them out. If she keeps getting my best fighters killed, I swear I'll hang her from the city walls by her own guts. We made a deal. We gather in the city and leave them free to find whatever bit of dwarven nonsense brought them to the Reach in the first place. Of course, Lady Boleyn brokered that peace, so now I suppose our bargain is suspect. The city walls are still our strongest play, Rover. Like headstones, they mark the thousands of enemies who died, trying to breach Markarth's defenses. We'll bide our time and wait for the Grey Host to show their true intentions. Then I'll act. That's a title given to me by outsiders. I use it to frighten the neighbors and keep away the riffraff. I'm the Ard of Markarth. Leovic, the last Longhouse Emperor, was my cousin. I inherited the throne by blood. Had to keep it by blood, too. You ask more questions than my third wife. Leovic's clan, my clan, squabbled over the scraps after Varen murdered my cousin. Pretty soon, they came to take my city. So I bound their ankles and tossed them all to the rocks, head first. All that were left, aye, and the word is executed, not murdered. An Ard offers food, freedom, and protection with his right hand. With his left, he promises cruelty and punishment. Those that covet the right get the left. No, that story's far worse. And no, I won't be telling it this day.
I've been watching, but Lady Boleyn hasn't returned to Understone Keep yet. I wonder how the Ard plans to deal with her. Speaking of Ard Kadok, will he meet with me now? Will he help us stop Rada al-Saron and the Grey Host? Well, that's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host. Your investigations uncovered that Ard Kadok's advisor, Lady Boleyn, is working with the Grey Host, and that she's a vampire. To hide that from me takes great power. Tell me exactly what you heard during Rada al-Saron's conversation with her. With your warning, Ard Kadok can decide what to do with Lady Boleyn's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reach folk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear anything else of significance during their exchange? Rodda tried to use dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I toured the city, I met Nolavan. He works with dwarven scrap in the southeast section of Markarth. Maybe he can lead us to this keystone before Lady Boleyn acquires it. Despite occupying the ruins of their lost civilization, few Reach folk want anything to do with dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. While you deal with him, I'll seek out Arana's rebels. If I can't find them, they will surely notice me. And so I shall, briefly. Kadak has a city full of reach folk to deal with, so I don't want to unduly distract him. Then I need to locate Arana. If we can get the rebels to work with us against the Grey Host, we'll have more than a fighting chance.
Aye, you're an outsider. I guess when the Ard made us put up those scratchings he calls signs, it really worked. Attracted you right to my business. Unfortunately, we're closed right now. Come back later, and bring your gold. Artzan. Sounds dwarven. I guess that's why you came to see me. No one in Markarth knows more about the deep folk and their scrap than old Nolavan. Now, keystones. That's another matter. Could refer to a wedge that supports an arch, maybe? Well, that is the other kind. You might be able to find one in Batharzel. I could sell you a map to the place, but it won't be cheap. Or if you do a simple job for me, I'll give you the map as payment. Quick work that would help me a great deal. Pick up a package and return here. Do that, and the map is yours. Just beyond the gates, there's an old dwarf house. Parcels with my name on them appear there from time to time. I'm expecting one currently. Go check and bring me what you find. We're closed. Oh, it's you! Was it there? Was there a new package with my name scrawled on it? Oh, well done, outsider, well done. You say this scroll is my name? Fancy that, and it's heavy. That's a good sign. I leave things down in the depths, and in return, I get these packages from time to time. Here is your map. Good luck in Batarzel.
Hey you, Verandis has need of you. Verandis said he sent you to talk to the scrap dealer, and here you are. Good to see you, by the way. Anyway, Verandis needs to talk to you. Right away, he said. So let's go. He did. Here, let me mark a location on your map. That's Rebel's Retreat, what Arana and her people call their camp in the foothills. Verandis wants you to meet him there. You should move quickly. Verandis has a way with words, but he's still a verbose high elf vampire noble from High Rock, any and all of which can get you killed in the Reach. Funny you should mention that. Oh, he went out into the foothills all right, but before Verandis could find them, the rebels found him. Seems to be working out, at least for the moment. Well enough, I suppose. Thanks for asking. Adusa drags her tail a bit every now and then. Still fighting off the worst of Aseni's experiments, I think. But so far, no turning into a blood knight, so, you know, success. What's to tell? It's a Reach folk camp in the foothills. Probably the main base for the rebels, but I'm just guessing. I was with Verandis when the rebels surrounded us. I wanted to fight, but the Count held me back. That's when Arana appeared. Hang on, let me think. The camp's set up inside an old Nord ruin. It's surprisingly sturdy for something that was abandoned a long time ago. The rebels seem to be running low on supplies. Food, weapons, armor. Well, her and Verandis did most of the talking. I'm not sure I trust the witch, but I trust Verandis. He says she's a friend. That's good enough for me.
My best deerskin breeches have gone missing. If you spot someone wearing pants that don't seem to fit them right, let me know. I'll handle it from there. It's just not right for Reachmen to steal from Reachmen.
Ah, Arana. Here comes my associate now.
Aye, that one I know. Very well, Verandis. I'll speak to them. I see Verandis' word is good. He said I could treat with you, and here you are. The Count tells me that Lady Belaine and the Grey Host leader, Rada El Saran, seek some powerful relic. The Arcthazand Keystone. Is that correct? Let me see your map. Yes, I know that name. But dwarven mischief riddles the bones of the Reach. It could be anywhere. My mother called this place the Hissing Maze. Said it's full of mechanical monsters that guard a trove of silver. 3 marks. 3 places to search. All right. I'll help you in Verandis, but not before the spirits bless our alliance. I want you to undertake a ritual. If the spirits favor you, We'll face the Grey Host together. Positive thoughts, Harrier. Positive thoughts. Participate in the ritual. Then we will see what we will see. Without the blessings of the spirits, 'twould be unseemly for this alliance to go forward. The ritual begins with the preparation. Gather a Briarheart seed, a Hagraven's eye, and a handful of bright river shale. Check to the east, west, and south. Whenever different clans come together in a common purpose, we seek the blessings of the spirits to confirm we're doing the right thing. We will ask the Hunter to bind our hearts. If he sees strength in you, we will clasp arms and band together. Need a map for that too, do ya? Like I said, the ritual begins with the preparation. We need 3 things: a Briarheart seed, some bright river shale, and a Hagraven's eye. They grow in the hills to the south. Just remember your gloves. The Briar's thorns are sharper than Dagon's razor. Check north and west, along the riverbank. Spirits prowl the area, so proceed with caution. Fairies and Spriggans and such. I'd put them to sleep for ya, but that would be cheating. In a Hagraven's head, of course. Or from a jar. They remove their own eyes to use in rituals too. There's a coven to the east of here. Nothing but a flock of toad-licking root hoarders, stealing all the best herbs. Namira take the lot of them. You want to know about old Elkai, the wolf charmer, the lord of the hunt. You probably know him as Hircine. We can call on your gods too if you prefer. Care to wager who answers first? We'll hear from one of Hircine's pups at least. Or get a hint from a fox spirit or a bloody stag. You're not refusing the ritual, are you? Did you now? I thought I smelled the wolf on you. Good. Hope you learned a thing or two. We'll need his cunning before long. Many, but not all. We have enclaves throughout these hills. But these aren't my warriors, Harrier. For now, aye. But these warriors take no oaths, swear no fealty. They serve their clan, the rage, and the courage painted on their hearts. No one and nothing else. They'll wander back into the hills to fight their own battles, old and new. These troubles with the Grey Host have torn clans to pieces. Set sons against fathers, chiefs against wise women. It'll take seasons to stitch the Ridge back together. No, they're not. Let's talk about something else, all right?
All your efforts are a waste.
The Harrier returns, swift as a crow on the wing. I have prepared the ritual fire. Did you bring the components I requested? Well done, Harrier. Now, once we undertake this ritual, we will be bound by blood and spirit. It's a union stronger than stone and more eternal than the stars. Are you ready for such a commitment? Good. So am I. Let's hope the spirits feel the same way. Place the components in the fire and stand back. No matter what you see or hear, stand your ground and think about our alliance. Keep that purpose in your mind. Understand? Heed our call, Hunt King. Two great packs seek the same full moon. Make them one, bound by common prey. Let Rach and Raven drink of the same dark blood. How your blessing, mighty Hircine. Send a sign and guide our hunt. Look, Hercene paints our quarry in smoke and stars. Our pact has been blessed, Harrier.
Between the Raven Watcher's expertise and Aroda's knowledge of the Reach, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. Just stay mindful. Even sealed by a Daedric ritual, this alliance remains young and fragile. We must... Yes, Betharzel. I overheard while you were speaking to Arana. We discussed finding it while you were gathering the ritual components. Locating the keystone is your next priority. Arana indicated that she wanted to accompany you. Gwendis brought news from Markarth. Lady Belaine has departed the city, and she intends to give chase. I will assist her in the hope that pursuing Belaine might turn up something useful. Just don't let that keystone fall into Rada al-Saran's hands.
The ritual was a success. Our union has been blessed by Hercene himself. I'm not certain what the spirits showed us, but I'll figure it out eventually. I always do. Are you ready to search for the keystone now, Harrier? I think I know where to begin. Aye, Harrier. We're bound together now. And how else will you find anything in those forsaken depths? I think the skytail we saw in the fire, the snake, will point the way. Once I figure out how it connects to all this, that is. That's what we call the shapes in the stars. Constellations is your word, I think. Some of my sisters can read the stars the way you read a book. See the future, learn the truth in every twinkle. I don't have the knack. It's fire and bones for me. We made a pact, and Hercene blessed it. He put us on the scent, and I plan to track it to the end. Besides, without someone who knows the Reach, the map's useless. You know what monsters hate? Silver. According to the stories, Betharzel is full of it. I need to speak to Tayfern before I set out. Go on, Harrier. I'll find you on the trail. So the legends say. A treasure trove of the pure metal. Enough to arm my warriors with weapons to slay every vampire and werewolf that marches with the Grey Host. And your keystone too, with any luck. No, but rich folk don't make a habit of poking around in the deep places of the world. The Hells are dangerous enough. Still, Betharzel's legend tells of silver and other wondrous treasures. Wouldn't surprise me to find your keystone there. We'll find something, that's for certain. In the Reach, treasure can mean all sorts of things. A plump cave bear is a treasure to a hungry clan. But as for silver, you won't find a better metal for killing vampires and werewolves. It means what it means. We're tied to each other now. What happens to one, happens to both. Thin Bloods make alliances with ink and parchment. We do it with fire, and oath, and spirit signs. I think you can guess which practice is stronger. Then they'd better lace their foot coverings tight, because they'll find no peace in the wild. Every wolf, hawk, and red-eyed stag heeds the Hunt King's call. You see, rich alliances have teeth. Your Ravenwatch friends better not forget that. Something to do with stars, I expect. How that might lead us to the entrance to a dwarven ruin, I've no idea. I think better out there among the rocks and trees, though. We'll see what we see and sort it along the way. No, but rich folk don't make a habit of
Hercene speed your hunt, Harrier.